Hi, everybody. As you may know, this past Saturday, March 31st, was Trans Day of Visibility, and I would just like to make a video about what that means to me. I did celebrate with two of my closest friends. They're also trans, and it was great getting to spend time with them, especially since one of them I haven't seen in over a year, and it was just great getting to spend the day with them. Um, so we did celebrate. We went up to this event in a town about 2 hours away from where we live, and it wasn't that big of an event. It could have been planned a little better, in my opinion, but I'm glad they at least had some representation there. And this button that I'm wearing, I bought when I was there. It says, I can get it into focus, transforming one shot at a time. Because I've been on testosterone for 4 months now, and I mean, it just really signified with me just because being on T has really made a difference in my life, like even more than I thought it would. So definitely had to get that. There was another button. I didn't get it, but one of my friends got it. It was Self-Made Man, and I knew he would love it because he was looking at a sticker like that on our way up there. So hopefully he's able to get more stuff like that, just because he's also like in the same position as me, transitioning, and that's just his way of explaining his transition. So even though there wasn't a lot to do at this event, it still like made me feel like there was this whole community and feeling of belonging there, just because like everyone, at least most, not exactly every person, was trans. There were a lot of trans women, and that was awesome because I've only been around one trans woman in my life. She's amazing, but I like getting to be exposed to more people like that. And there are more non-binary people, and I mean, one of the best friends that came along with us is non-binary. So just, I love getting to help represent and help protect people who are non-binary or gender non-conforming. Just because I know from my own personal experience, it's hard being a gender that you weren't born as, but that you identify with. And so I just want to protect and help make it more acceptable for non-binary people to exist, because they are valid and should be allowed to exist. And they, them pronouns are singular. Sorry, grammar people. um, anyway, getting a little bit rambly there just because that means a lot to me about using they, them pronouns. But what it means to me, this Trans Day of Visibility, I came out 2 years ago as a trans male after identifying for a little bit, about a year before this, as gender fluid, just because I knew there was something like different, like that I wasn't comfortable being identified as a woman, even though like I had tried for most of my life. I assumed that was like I was supposed to, and I would fit into the role of a woman when I got older. Turns out that's not who I am. Sorry to disappoint anyone who thinks, or anyone who thought and expected me to be a woman, because I'm not. But I explored my gender by buying boxers and going by he, him pronouns online, and it clicked with me, and I only ever felt masculine, so I decided to explore more into the trans community and found out that yes, I am a trans person. So this day, even though every day should really be Trans Day of Visibility because we deserve to exist and to be our true authentic selves, it just really gives me this extra this extra passion, because like we come together more so than other days, and we're there for each other, and we make a stand saying, there are more trans people, more non-binary people than other people realize, and that you're not alone. I felt that way when I was coming out. I came out to this other trans person, who I won't really get into detail. We're not really friends anymore, but they were the first person I came out to, and I was iffy at first because that was the first time I had said I'm trans as well. But it just felt so right, and that was when I decided to start going by my preferred name of Mordecai. And luckily, the first name that I picked was the name that I identified with, in which it's fine to like pick a name and then realize, oh, probably another name would suit me better. But for me personally, choosing Mordecai, which means warrior in Hebrew, really signified with me, just because like my dead name also means warrior, but just in a more elaborate explanation. Um, it really suits me, I've been told, and I do feel like it does. And that was they weren't the first person that I told to call me Mordecai. Sorry, told and call. I was gonna say either of those, and they just jumbled together. So, um, but I didn't tell them to call me Mordecai. The first person I told to call me Mordecai, he did. And just it felt right. I started using it, and lo and behold, here I am, 2 years later, almost three. Goodness, time flies. And personally, for me, as I was saying before, testosterone has changed me more than I thought it would, physically, mentally, emotionally, even. It's made me happier as a whole. It's made me actually enjoy life. um, the first shot that I had, it was given by another of the best friends that went to this trans event with us, and it was a really great moment. Just he had been on testosterone for about 8 months when he gave me my shot, and it was just an incredible day. And I watched as he gave me my first shot, and 4 months later, I'm happier. I'm more confident. I'm even more emotional. Before I started testosterone, I was kind of an emotional husk, and it was concerning for me, but I just didn't know how to fix that problem. Even though I've gone through a few ways to try and help that, but testosterone has made me like be able to cry and show my emotions more, and it's even when it's like just little silly things. It's been an amazing journey being on T, even though it's only been a short while. And I could go on forever about how great it's been being on testosterone. I may save that for a later video. But yeah, I have been told before by kind of a close family member, not really that close, we used to be close, that I shouldn't be proud of being trans because there are some people who like hate being trans and wish they were cis. You know what? Personally, yes, it's a freaking struggle. It's hard at times. It's hard because people expect you to be okay with being misgendered and not speaking out when people misgender or dead name you. And it's hard because people don't take us seriously, or they try to like make up these excuses and try to make it harder for us to transition and stuff.